we've had a lot of battles, and one interesting one, my client there, Damien, and so many people were at the eviction stage, and these people are crazy. You know, it's like you can be trying to work with the lender or work a deal or have someone to buy the home, or whatever the case may be. They just want to move forward with evictions. Here we go. I think I lost count. How many adjournments did we get, Damien?
We got a stay of execution like twice. I was basically out of my redemption period, and I got a friend of mine that is well off to help to buy my house, to where someday I can get it back, which is what I'm still working on. But I have a decent job now. The bank wouldn't work with me at all during redemption to get things figured out, or before foreclosure. And anyway, long story. But after my redemption was over, after Christmas in '07, that's when I met Vanessa. I didn't know what to do. And I met Jerry and Vanessa, and we got on the phone with Greenpoint, the lender, and got them to hold off for a little bit. Gave me a little bit of time to figure out a plan. Got this friend of mine on board to buy it. Took them 3 months to close that deal because when he asked for a sales price for the house, they sent him the sales price, the share sale price, and then another $27,000 of fees that were attributed to what I owed. And he's like, no, I don't. This has nothing to do with me. It took 3 months to close that deal. In that meantime, Greenpoint tried to evict me twice, and Vanessa came out to where I live in Oak Park, and we went in front of a judge there and got stayed each time until finally the deal was closed.
So it's been.
So it's because of her. I'm still in my house.
It's been a real adventure, and I just want to add this part to Damien's story because this is very important, because this just tracks kind of like what happened to Belva. Unemployed for a short period of time, got a new job. I think you asked him for 2 days.
My first day of work at my new job was June 15th of '07, and the sheriff's sale date was June 26th. So I told them I got a new job. I owed them like $3,000 a month, and they said, well, fax us your employment agreement, your contract signed by your boss, how you get paid, blah, blah, blah. I sent it. Nobody called me back. I had to hunt them down. They finally told me, no, it's denied. They couldn't wait because I asked them I wouldn't get my first check until July 3rd. Again, the sheriff's sale is June 27th. So I said, give me a week and I can pay you guys everything. They wouldn't do it.
That's just an example of the kind of things we deal with every day. And that's why it's very important. And I'm going to say this, I'm going to sit down. I know it's getting late. But we're here on a celebration of our victories, which is good. It means that we're making some progress. But we cannot allow ourselves to be lulled into a false sense of security. It's not that deep. The victories are not that vast. Our office is just packed, of course the majority are mine, with cases of people being thrown out in the street. Senior citizens, we get so many calls a day, we can't even handle it. If I'm out of the office one day, if I come back, I may have between 29 to 50 calls of people I'm getting ready to be thrown out. This is ridiculous. And the bottom line is for every 1 or 2 people we keep in their house, there's another 1,000 that's being thrown out. And I'm not talking about per year, I'm talking about typically per day. And I'm not talking about all over the country, I'm talking about in Michigan. And if you think that number's off, go down to 36th District Court on any given morning and go to room 421. You'll see a good 150, 200 people right there. And this is not just happening in the urban areas. And I was amazed at how horrible the scenario was all over the state until I went to Branch County. I have a case in Branch County. That's 61 miles from Indiana, in Coldwater. Very small town. Courthouse might be as big as this room. They have district, circuit, criminal, everything all housed in one thing. But one thing that was there very big, tried and tried, with a stack of foreclosure evictions this doggone high in this little itty bitty town. I was like, this is surreal, because it was, you would not think that a town that small would have that number of foreclosure evictions. And at some point, people have to get real. When you start seeing that volume of evictions based on foreclosure, that's why I have such a problem with our politicians. Millions of people just didn't wake up one day and say, you know what? I'm not going to pay my bills. I'll just get thrown out in the street. Thousands of senior citizens who owned their houses for 25, 30, 40 years just didn't wake up one day and say, you know what? I paid this house off. I've lived here 30 years. I know what I'll do. I'll just not pay this crazy refinance mortgage and get thrown in the street at 85 years old with a wheelchair and an oxygen tank partially paralyzed. And that's one of my clients, Washington Mutual, last year when I got her house back. I mean, it's just crazy. So the bottom line is that these people are crazy, and I don't want you to take this adversely, but we have to get kind of crazy with them. Yeah. Seriously. I mean, if you think that you're going to just call these people up and say, you know, what you're doing is really not right. We feel that you should have more compassion to the people that are being foreclosed on. And we'd like to see if we could develop some type of process and policy to work the situation out. They're going to hang up in your face and go tack up the next eviction notice. People have literally got to get out in the street, get up in their face, kind of like what Sandra was saying, not like I'm trying to die either, but the bottom line is, I'm not getting ready to bag down either. So what? You got $2.8 billion in a bailout. Well, guess what? I got a pin in a big mouth and you're held in contempt of court. Wells Fargo 2 months ago, my colleagues were there to witness that. Yeah. So, I mean, we have to get out here and fight and do what we do to be able to make people understand that collectively we can take these people down like Jerry said in the day. Get out in the street, take your doggone money out the bank. That's what you do. Stop using them Bank of America credit cards and City Mortgage and all them other credit cards. Get you a doggone prepaid something, off-brand used cash, get some doggone money orders, and let's get in the street. Shut these people down. This is not some new canaveral concept that I came up with. This is just a spin-off from the civil rights movement. Now we're talking about everybody, the workers. Didn't people wake up down south one day and say, hey, let's hang up these sheets? We all love black folks. What happened was they stopped spending money. They stopped going to the back door when they couldn't sit at the lunch counter. They started walking